Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of With the Waves. Welcome back. It's been quite a while. It has been a couple months. And you know what? Deal with it, because I really thought it was going to be easier to move to another country and just continue the type of routine that I had, but it was not easy at all. So welcome back. I'm your host, Jan Abdallah, and I started this podcast about 3 years ago and have honestly been in a, push and pull type of situation with this thing. It's probably one big situationship, but I knew I wanted to start a podcast, but I never really knew what niche I wanted. And it's just been really, I don't know, because in my head, I don't want to single myself out to a certain topic or just certain, niche. Why would I do that? I feel like I'm just so complex in my head that I always want to talk about multiple things or do multiple things or do different things. And so the idea of me picking a niche has just been in my head and kind of overweighing on me. And I come to terms with the idea that I don't need to pick a niche. I can talk about whatever I want to talk about, and that you're meant to find this podcast when you need to find it the most, and it will make sense to you. Whatever you need to watch or hear, it will simply come to you when you need it. I've been really thinking about the fig tree analogy. Many people have heard of it, many may not. The fig tree analogy is basically an analogy of where you are standing at the trunk or somewhere in the tree and you look up and you see all these branches and you see all these possibilities and different paths that your life can go in. And while you have all these opportunities, it can be overwhelming and anxious to the point where you simply just stand there and let the branches rot, the figs rot, and you are now 50 and you basically not did nothing with your life, but all the things you wanted to do have passed and it's too late. And your figs have rotted. And that's the topic for today's podcast. So with that being said, let's get right into it. And welcome back to With the Waves. Oh my God. As talked about before, I described what the fig tree analogy was and kind of how it's kind of this paralyzing anxiety to where all these life choices, instead of being excited with all the endless possibilities that you could possibly do for yourself, it becomes overwhelming. And the idea of you choosing one single thing and allowing it to not work out deters you from even trying again and going again and figuring out what you really truly like in life. It's very crazy. The idea is crazy, and I'm very much of an overthinker, so this is probably a crazy little topic I'm speaking about. So, as most of you may know, I have moved to Spain. I've been here for 3 months now. I'll do another podcast episode about it, but right now I kind of wanted to ring in the new year with the idea of not letting your figs rot. I want you guys to walk into the new year with endless possibilities of, okay, it's in my head, I want to do it, so let's get to working and figure out what I like to do. And it has probably been the best decision I have made for myself. Did I know I was going to be here a year ago today? No fucking clue. I actually was looking at this the other day and I looked at my journal entry. I literally thought I was going to be working beside Jimmy Fallon. I really, in my head, I was applying for the NBC Universal program, Page program, and I was like, third time's the charm. I got this. I'll get it. No. Am I complaining though? I'm in Madrid. So obviously in February or so, I applied to this opportunity and I got in. And now I'm in Spain, living a whole different life. My life could not have flipped 180. It has humbled me, to say the least. It has strengthened me. And it has crushed me, but it has also educated me. The amount of things that I learned just leaving my house is absolutely insane. To me, the best education is immersion. I always thought that since I was at least 16. I read journal entries from when I was literally a teenager, just talking about how I wanted to travel the world and leave my hometown. And it's crazy to think that I'm finally living in a whole nother country and allowing myself to experience the world. It's just a weird little thought that I always get and I look back on and I'm just like, wow, I'm actually doing it. But again, I was sitting in Arizona. I was spiraling because I was like envisioning what I wanted to do with my life. Like literally a couple months back, I would sit in Arizona. I would literally be like just spiraling because I'm like, I have so many options. I'm literally in a fork in the road. I kept telling people, which I need to stop telling people, but I was in a fork in the road and I did not know what I wanted to do with my life. I was like, I have this possibility and I have this possibility and I have this possibility. And I was just here, not moving. And I was so frustrated with the idea of literally staying there for the rest of my life. I was like, I cannot be in Arizona. I need to get out. Like the idea of being in Arizona just stressed me the fuck out. I was like, I can't do this. I can't. And so I obviously have amazing people in my life that literally just tell me to do things because, again, I'm an overthinker. And so with those people, it allowed me to kind of figure out what I wanted to do and where I wanted to, put that next step. Because genuinely all I needed to do was move my foot. All I needed to do was literally shift it a little bit because I was just in my head mentally. I was like stuck in this one place, not knowing what I wanted to do. And I was scared like I was going to stay in Arizona. Like that was my worst fear. My main goal for 2025 was to get out of Arizona. She shot way too close to the sun or whatever they say. All the options, as I said before, gave me literally crippling anxiety at making the wrong decision. I was so scared that if I moved here, it would cost me everything, which is such a funny thing to think about. I was like, I can't. What if I moved to Spain and it's the worst possible thing that could happen to me and I move back and I fail? Why is that idea so bad? Why is the idea of failing and literally trying again so embarrassing in my head? To me, I find it kind of sad that I am so scared of failing at such a young age. I'm literally 23. I just turned 23. I'm freshly 23. And the idea of failure, obviously it's not fun. No one said failure was fun, but maybe the comeback will be even better, is what I keep telling myself if I ever come to terms with that. But I have had so much time that I finally made the decision to say, fuck it, let's find out. And a lot of the times has been my main motto for 2025 is fuck it and find out. Because why aren't we living by that more often? We are so young. 23. Let's put that into some mental picture. 23. You graduate when you're 21, 22. You're freshly a baby in the real world. In the adult world, I'm maybe 2 years old. In adulthood, I'm 3 years old, right? Like if we're going from 20 years old. Would you get mad at a 3-year-old for picking up a fork and not knowing how to use it? Would you get mad at a 3-year-old for stumbling up the stairs because the steps are too big? No, you'd help, one, or you'd be like encouraging them, or you would mentally just be like, they're a baby, like they're figuring it out, let it happen. But since we're 23 and we're just getting pushed right into the work field and into a government that genuinely, I don't know where it's going, they assume that we need to just pick it up and figure it out. While it is hard and there will be failures and there will be times where you genuinely just sit there and I'm like, what's going on? Give yourself grace. You are literally a child in your adult years. You just got out of college where there was structure, there was balance, and now you are in a situation where you have to make your own routine, you have to make your own structure and allow yourself to figure it out. Do shit you've never done before. Go out, experience what you want to experience. If it's in your mind, it's because you've been thinking of doing it or you want to do something. Nothing comes into your thoughts unless you genuinely want to experience it or want to do something with it. And you shouldn't let that idea pass, ever. So, I moved to Spain with that idea. And while I've been thinking a lot because it's all I do here, because there's so much time, while I do work, you do have 3 days off, and I do get back from work around like 3. So a lot of the times I do have a good amount of time to do things. Now I've been here for 3 months, and while it's Spain is amazing. It's been very, very difficult. It's not supposed to be easy to move to another country. People assume that when I'm moving to another country, it's exciting. You're so lucky. It's an experience, which it is. I have never been more grateful for this experience, and I'm only 3 months in, mind you. But my body has been in fight or flight since I've gotten here. And I don't know why, because in my head, I feel like I've settled down. But my subconscious has been telling me, like, girl, what are we doing? What's going on? Especially every time I, like, leave my apartment, I just feel like I am hit with new challenges, which simply is, I've gotten okay with the idea, because how are you going to grow and get out of your bubble if you're not hit with new challenges and new experiences? I've been asking for the universe to stimulate my brain because I feel like I'm not working it enough, and truthfully, I feel like it's been working. But again, my body's in like literal fight or flight, and I've been waking up every morning for work genuinely like, what's going on? Because I think I am settled, but the idea of me being like in an unknown territory, scientifically, you're not like truthfully supposed to settle down or able to settle down in a place until like after a year. And it's been 3 months. So I've been really sitting on the idea that closed mouths don't get fed. During my time here in Spain, I've been like walking in silence. Like genuinely, I haven't been talking as much, I feel like, because one, I don't speak the language. It's way harder than I gave myself. But my confidence with that trust is coming back. And I'm trying, so that's all that matters. But the reason I bring it up is because being here, I've been thinking of things I want to do, people I want to hang out with, but I stop myself. Literally for what? I genuinely am my worst enemy, because I always stop myself from doing things. You are your worst enemy. At the end of the day, you stop yourself from doing things because of any idea you have in your brain that it won't work out. And that's not what's going to happen. It's your life. There's no purpose. There's no set path. Literally moving to Spain, I had the realization that for the first time, I said I was going to do something and I did it. And it's kind of a weird feeling, because I finally started showing up for myself and telling myself that I want to do this, and I did it. And now it allowed my brain to become rewired and be like, okay, you did that. You can literally do anything. So with that, I'm kind of been starting to do more things that I've been wanting to do, and literally texting people, just being like, hey, do you want to hang out? What's the worst I could say? No? My God, move on. Like, it's not that tough. But also the idea of saying your closed mouths don't get fed is, we are living a life where hypothetically it's only one life. We are given maybe a good 80 years. 80 years. $80. 80 minutes. Putting into perspective how much time we truly have, 80 summers. 80 summers. That's like not a lot. I'm already at my 23rd summer. And that's why I bring up closed mouths don't get fed, because if you want to do something and you want to have, I don't know, just live the life that you want to live, open your mouth and ask for it. Like, genuinely do what you want to do. Tell yourself you're going to do it, and do it, because you are the driver of your life. Life comes from you, not at you. I'll say that again. Life comes from you, not at you. So basically, we had the idea of living the life where you want to live and not allowing yourself to keep quiet. Open yourself up to that possibility of getting what you want and what you want. And the first thing you need to do is rework your brain. That's step one. You need to start believing in yourself, especially when you say you're going to do something. Why would you not allow someone who treats you like trash into your life while you keep mistreating yourself and allowing yourself to not do things you said you would do, like go to the gym at a certain time or start a new hobby and all these things? So once you start showing up for yourself and remind yourself that you have time and that you can truly dial into things that you really want to do, what came into your head when I said that? I started this podcast to try, because I wanted to be like in front of the camera. That's the main reason I started this podcast. And also there's a story that this one girl told me I couldn't do it, and trust, I did it. I started the podcast and did everything and been recording videos ever since, but we won't get into that. But anyways, I started it because I wanted to be in front of the camera. I also wanted to help people, but I never thought that my opinion mattered. And looking back on my previous episodes, it sounded fake. It didn't feel sincere. And so now going forward, I really tuned into what I am truly feeling. And instead of putting on a persona, I actually believe in what I say. And I think that's the main part of listening to a podcast, is truly understanding and hearing what people are saying and not genuinely reading off of like something word for word, even though I do have my notes out right now. But genuinely, I'm not like, I used to like genuinely read and be like, okay, what am I doing today? But now, trust, I'm just using it as like a little bring me back in to remember where my thoughts went, because sometimes I can go AWOL, you know me. Anyways, trust though, I hear it. I heard that these past episodes, like not these past recent episodes, but the ones when I first started, it felt very insincere. And I never expected anything major to like come out of this podcast. I never really do. It would be amazing, obviously, but like I think that I want this podcast to come to people when they truly need it. Like I want people to listen to this podcast and imagine, I don't know, hear things that they need to hear when they need to hear it. Like the other week, I was just scrolling on my Instagram and it literally goes like, oh, do you want to promote this post? And I was like, what post? And it was for With the Waves. And I was like, wait, I haven't looked at this account in so long because I've been having some, I just don't know. I've been having some problems with the idea of this podcast, but we're working through it. But I just sat there and I looked at all my posts that I made and all these things that I wrote. And I was like, wait, I missed this. And I got off the couch with like a little bit of pep in my step, because I was like, I needed this when I needed it the most. And it just felt so good because it was like a silly little reminder. Like I'm not saving the world, but these silly little reminders are genuinely what help rewire your brain, being like, yes, I needed that. Get up, do it. Like you need to talk to yourself and like really tell yourself that you can do these things and it will come true. And I'll repeat this again. I said it before. Life comes from you, not at you. You are life. Like you are life. Take that with what you will and start living the life that you want to live. If you want to get up and go for a walk, get up and go for a walk. Don't be like, oh, I wish I can go for a walk. Maybe you got legs. God gave them to you. Go for a walk. Anyways, circling back to the main point of this podcast, don't let your figs rot. Don't let yourself age and look back and wish that you did something. It's in your mind for a reason, whatever reason it is. If that's moving somewhere, starting a new hobby, doing something in your career. My favorite things are to kind of listen to videos of older people, because they just talk about the things that they wish they did and things that just like lessons they've learned. And I think older people are like the best at giving advice, obviously, because they've lived a life and they've lived through crazy things, especially like through wars and stuff like that. So just hearing what they have to say is really important to me, because it's kind of an idea of like, oh, do you wish you have kids, or did you wish you did this, or did you wish you did that? And a lot of the times they're just like, stay single longer, travel the world younger, put yourself out there more. And now that women are more inclined to get out there and do things on their own and for themselves, instead of having to, marry a man for legal purposes and doing things and like helping them, like women can finally do things on their own, and it's a very empowering thing. And that's really crazy to think about, because now we can genuinely choose the life we want to live. And if that's not fuel for what you want to do and to get out there, I don't know what is, because genuinely now that women don't really need help from a man, it's more fuel for me to like get my life going and be that boss lady or whoever I want to be or whatever I want to do. Now, with that being said, you got to get out of the bubble that you have in your head. Any ideas you have yourself, telling yourself you're not worthy, get it out of your head. You are in a bubble. Moving to Spain has really opened my mind, because genuinely they got it hard everywhere. I was thinking, oh, move to Spain, everything's better. Like you got better life here, which it is great. People are living the same tough shit that they need to live that we were thinking of in the States. Like everyone has a tough life somewhere. We go day by day attached to the system that we have set up for ourselves. Get out. Allow yourself to find a community that allows you to grow to your best potential. Engage in that thought. Engage in what you've been thinking about, because we still have time. Don't let that thought slip away. Don't let it walk away. Grab it. Think about it. Do something about it. Now it's really scary because leaving and trying and doing things is not supposed to be easy. I grew up in Arizona my whole life, 23 years. I did not leave. Then I went backpacking for the first time last summer with my best friends, and I came back to the States only wanting to go back. It opened up this whole new possibility for me. Once I left what I thought I knew, I was like, I need to go back. What's the point of being here if there's more out there? And so that idea just fueled me to want to come back and figure it out. And it was crazy because this whole time, this idea was swallowing me. I wanted to live here. I wanted to move here, but my mind was no. So I kept applying to this program that I wanted to do, thinking I would get it. Mind you, I applied to this program for three times. But the idea of teaching abroad literally was in my mind, but I was so scared. Moving to a whole new country, moving away from my family, 15 hours ahead, or 15 hours away, it just didn't make sense to me. And I was I don't know if this is the point, this is good for me. I don't know. I was just so spiraling in this moment. I was I don't know. And then I just clicked submit. I got accepted and I was okay, what's the next step? And so I did my next steps and I was all right, let's focus on getting my visa, all these things. And I was no way is this going to be my new my new reality. Because I genuinely thought I thought I was going to work at NBC. 3 times I submitted it. 3 times. And every time I put in my whole effort, and to my surprise, I thought it was me. I thought I was I'm not good enough. Maybe they don't want me. I tried my best. That wasn't the route that I was supposed to take. The route I was supposed to take was to come abroad and figure out what I needed to figure out and maybe stay an extra year and maybe not. But it's crazy to think how much life can change in over a year and how much time moves very quickly, but at the same time moves very slowly. It's already December of 2025. Okay. I don't know when the last episode I did for this, but it's moved way too quickly and it's kind of scaring me how much time moves very, very quickly. So don't let your figs rot, right? Realistically, I fully thought a year ago that I would still be in America. I thought I would still be hopefully in a new city, but not a new country. So this is just something where I want to leave you with the idea that don't let your figs rot. Don't let time pass you by. Live with intention. Don't allow yourself to just sit down and wonder and wish when you have all the things you need to start doing it. You want to go for that walk? Go for that walk. You want to enjoy yourself and go for that drink? Grab that drink. Do everything you said you will do. The consistency is key. And I will repeat this one more time. I keep saying this because it's very important. Life comes from you, not at you. So find the things that you enjoy. Try the things that you want to try without judgment, without embarrassment. Because most of the time, embarrassment is internal. Okay? Respectfully, no one's paying attention to you as much as you are to yourself. Don't let your big tree rot. Don't let those branches rot. Don't let the figs rot. Live every day with intention. Do what you want to do. Remove yourself from that bubble. It's okay to be scared, but that's what you need to do to get out of your comfort zone to live the life you want to live. Because once you get out of that comfort zone, once you reach new goals, new ideas, it's nonstop from there. Don't let your fig tree roll, okay? So with that being said, have a great day and go with the waves. It's good to be back.